In this lecture, we are going to look at the Cortex-M processor family, which is actually focused on the lower end of the performance scale. So from the previous lectures, we have already seen that the ARM processors can be divided into application, real-time, and microcontroller processors. And the ARM Cortex-M processor family is based on this. So if we talk about the Cortex-M processor family, these processors are very powerful. They are not as powerful as obviously the real-time or the application processors, but still sufficiently powerful when compared to other typical processors which are used in most of the microcontrollers like 8-bit AVR or 16-bit MSP. Alright, so maximum clock frequency of these processors can go up to over 200 megahertz. So if you have some experience working with microcontrollers, you must have seen जो आपके 8-bit या 16-bit के माइक्रोकंट्रोलर्स होते हैं उनमें फ्रीक्वेंसी आपकी 25 मेगाहर्ट्ज या कुछ जो हाई परफॉर्मेंस होते हैं उसमें 80 मेगाहर्ट्ज और 100 मेगाहर्ट्ज तक ही जाती है, नॉट मोर देन दैट. बट इन योर Cortex-M processor family you can still have clock frequency up to 200 megahertz, right? So this processor family has been developed keeping in mind that we have to develop applications which are not only performance dependent. यहाँ पर हमारे पास सिर्फ परफॉर्मेंस ही क्राइटेरिया नहीं है, बट वी हैव टू कंसिडर लो पावर एंड कॉस्ट ऑल्सो. So for those applications, this processor family is mostly used. So now let us look at the different processors available in the Cortex-M family. So first we have M0. So that is a very small processor starting from only 12K gates for very low cost and ultra low power microcontrollers and deeply embedded applications. Then we have another category called the M0 Plus. This is the most energy efficient processor for small embedded systems. So the size and model is quite similar to M0, but there are additional features like single cycle input output interface and vector table relocations. Coming to the M1, it is a small processor design optimized for FPGA, field programmable gate array designs, and it provides tightly coupled memory implementation using memory blocks on the FPGAs. Talking about the M3, it is a small but powerful embedded processor for low power microcontrollers that has a rich instruction set to enable it to handle complex tasks quickly. It also has a hardware divider and a MAC, that is multiply accumulate instructions. In addition, it also has debugging and tracing features to enable software developers to develop their applications quickly. ये हमने कुछ points पहले भी consider किए थे whenever we are developing an embedded system. So debugging and tracing features are already available in M3. The same goes for M4 also, and that is why ARM Cortex M3 M4 series are widely used in embedded applications. So Cortex M4, it also provides all the features that are in Cortex M3. Additionally, it has an instruction set that targets at DSP tasks, that is the digital signal processing, such as single instruction multiple data and faster single cycle map operations. It also has an optional single precision floating point until unit that supports IEEE 754 floating point standard. Then talking about Cortex M7, it is the highest performance processor for high-end microcontrollers and processing intensive applications in the Cortex-M family. It has all the features available in Cortex-M4 with additional support for double precision floating point as well as additional memory features like cache memory and tightly coupled memory. You see, this is the highest performance processor available in the Cortex-M family. एकदम top end पे है आपके. So that is only if you have some applications that are DSP based or which involve a lot of floating point calculations. Then only you would consider Cortex M7, right? So considering the legacy ARM processors, जो हमारे classic ARM processors हैं, the Cortex M processors have a very different architecture. जो इनका architecture है काफी different है. We have studied the generic ARM architecture also. So let's look at some of the points of the Cortex-M processor architecture as well. So it only supports ARM thumb instructions, which have been extended to support both 16-bit and 32-bit instructions in thumb 2. So this is a very important difference. It only supports ARM thumb instruction set. Interrupt handling is managed by a built-in interrupt controller called Nested Vector Interrupt Controller, जिसको हम short में NVIC भी कहते हैं, which provides automatic prioritization, masking and listing of interrupts and system exceptions. So this processor has a lot of interrupts. So इसको manage करने के लिए एक inbuilt interrupt controller present है आपके processor में, that is called NVIC, right? So these interrupt handlers are written normally as C functions. So whenever we do the programming for this, then we'll be looking in detail about the interrupt handlers. Then there is something called as the vector table, changed from branch instructions to starting addresses of interrupts and system exception handlers. So vector table basically क्या करता है? It stores the address of the interrupts and the system exception handlers. System exception handlers जैसे कोई आपके error handlers हो गए या कोई faults होती हैं, तो they are called your system exception handlers. And ISR की starting locations are all given in the vector table, right? So let us see some of the common features in the Cortex-M processors. So remember, these are some common features that are applicable for all these series of processors, M0 to M7. So baselines programmer model, ये अभी हम देखेंगे थोड़ी देर में. NVIC is present, we have already seen. We have some sleep modes also, sleep and deep sleep. OS support features, that is operating system support features, are also there. Debug support is there and ease of use. So ये आपके NVIC का diagram है. We don't have to study in detail, but you can see here जितने भी peripherals हैं उनका जो भी interrupts है, requests, they are first coming to NVIC. ठीक है, NVIC will be the interrupt controller that will decide what to do with these interrupt requests, and accordingly it is going to send the interrupt to one of the addresses in the vector table, right? So if we talk about the instruction set, there are a lot of instructions present in the Cortex-M processor, but हम थोड़ा सा इसका overview देखेंगे. So we have basically two architecture profiles. If we talk about the instruction, हमारे पास ARM V6M है for Cortex M0, M0 Plus and M1, and ARM V7M है. So these are the two major profiles, which is for Cortex 3, M3, M4 and M7. ARM version 8M इनका new architecture है, but the processor products are yet to be announced. Alright, so M0 to M7 are based on these two architectures only. Now remember, we already saw this, that the Cortex-M processors only support thumb instruction set, right? So the complete thumb instruction set also was very large, and that is why it was expanded to thumb 2 instruction set, right? So ये आपके कुछ instruction sets हैं जो available हैं in your M0 to M7 series. So you can see here M0 में आपके पास कुछ इतने instructions available हैं. If we go to the higher processor, that is M3, ये आपके set है, and obviously it includes the M0 instruction set as well. Talking about M4 and M7, it includes these instructions along with M3 and M0. फिर हमारे पास कुछ दो categories और हैं, that is Cortex M4 FPU and Cortex M7 FPU. इसमें थोड़े extra floating point specific instructions आपके available हैं. So depends on what kind of application you have and what are you trying to do with your microcontroller. So depending on that, you can choose a particular M processor which has these instructions.